Hey everyone! Welcome to today's live coding session. In this video, we're going to build a simple quiz application using React. I'll guide you through every step, starting with setting up the basic structure, rendering the questions using JSX, managing the state, and finally, adding logic to handle user interactions. So, let's dive into the code. Let's start by creating the main component for our quiz app. In React, components are the building blocks of our UI, and we'll be using a functional component since it's simpler and modern. Right now, we are just rendering a simple message, but soon we'll replace this with the quiz layout and logic. The functional component we've created here will hold all of our UI and state logic. Next, we're going to replace the hello world with the actual quiz structure using JSX. JSX allows us to write HTML-like syntax directly inside our JavaScript code. We have two main sections here. A question section that displays the question text and the question number. An answer section where we display the possible answer options as buttons. Each button represents one of the answer choices for our quiz, but right now, they don't do anything yet. We'll be making these interactive shortly. Now, let's add some state to manage the quiz's dynamic behavior. In React, we use the useState hook to store and manage the state. For our quiz, we need to keep track of several things. The current question the user is on. The score, to show how many answers the user got right. How many answers were correct and incorrect. Here, I've declared 4 pieces of state. Current question will keep track of which question the user is on. Score will store the user's total score. Correct answers will count how many correct answers the user has given. Incorrect answers will track the wrong answers. We'll update these values as the user interacts with the quiz. Next, let's create an array that holds all the questions and their corresponding answer options. Each question will have a question text and a list of possible answer options. For each answer, we'll also specify if it's the correct one by using a Boolean isCorrect. This structure provides an organized way to store both the questions and their answer choices. Each question has multiple options, and we identify the correct answer using the isCorrect property. For simplicity, I will be utilizing an array directly from the projectschool.dev website, which already has a well-defined set of questions. Now that we have the basic structure and data, it's time to make the answer buttons interactive. When the user clicks on an answer, we need to check whether it's correct, update the score if needed, and move to the next question. This is the main function that handles what happens when the user clicks on an answer. Let's break it down. The isCorrect parameter tells us whether the clicked answer is right or wrong. If it's correct, we increment the score and the count of correct answers. If it's incorrect, we increment the count of incorrect answers. Then, we move to the next question by incrementing the current question state. If there are no more questions left, we call the finish_quiz function. We want to display the user's score once they've answered all the questions. For this, we'll define a simple function called finish_quiz. This function simply stops the quiz by setting the current question to a value beyond the length of the questions array, which will trigger our results view. Finally, we'll render the results once the user completes the quiz. If the current question is equal to or greater than the number of questions, we'll show the score section. Now we can see that if the user has answered all the questions, we display the total score, correct answers, and incorrect answers. Otherwise, the quiz continues, showing the current question and answer options. We use a combination of conditional rendering and mapping over the answer options to dynamically generate the buttons. That's it. We've built a simple yet fully functional quiz app in React. Starting from creating the component, using JSX to render the UI, managing state with useState, and finally adding logic to handle user interactions. I hope this session helped you understand how to manage state and build dynamic UI in React. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any questions or suggestions for future projects. I'll see you next time for more fun with React.